So now that you found the perfect pageant, it's time to go shopping, right? Well, before you start working that credit card, you should try to see what you can get for free. Yeah, I said it, free. So let's talk sponsorship. A sponsor is an individual or a company that enters into an agreement with you. So they give you X and you give them Y in return. So you might be watching this right now and asking me, hey Amin, why do I have to give these people anything? Why can't people just give me free stuff? Now this might be hard to believe, but most people don't just give out money or products for free. You have to show them the benefit they will get in sponsoring you. So try to approach it as a win-win situation. Be professional and try to imagine what the sponsor would want to get out of the deal. Ask yourself, how would they benefit from sponsoring you? So here are a few tips on how to find a sponsor. Step 1, make up a list of all the businesses that you already support or have a personal connection with. Chances are, if you already are a customer of theirs, or let's say you know the owners, they will be more inclined to support you back. Secondary to that list, now make up a list of the businesses that may be interested in sponsoring you. Now you gotta ask yourself, who would be motivated or would get the most benefit out of supporting you? So right off the top of my head, I'm thinking dress shops, salons, photographers, makeup companies. You get the picture. Step 2 is to make up a list of all the products and services you need for the pageant, and then try matching those up with the potential businesses that could provide those products and services to you. Now for an example, think of a travel agency. Perhaps they can sponsor you by providing you your air tickets. You could potentially go to a dress shop and see if they can provide you one, or potentially sponsor all your outfits for the competition. You could even go to a photographer and see if they'll sponsor you by providing you your headshots. Step 3, write up your sponsorship package. Now think of this like your resume. It should be professional, concise, and free of mistakes. So the first page should be your cover letter. This is your opportunity to introduce yourself and explain why you're approaching them. Now be sure to personalize the letter so that it shows that you put some thought into it when you approach that individual or business. Give an overview of the pageant and why it is you're entering. Be sure to talk about your pageant platform, which basically means what are you going to do with the title if you win. The last paragraph should talk about how you're looking for sponsorship and how you're hoping to count on that person or business to be one of your sponsors, and then throw to the next page for more details. Now don't forget to end the letter with your name and signature and also your contact information. I think the hardest part about the sponsorship letter is figuring out how much money to ask for. How do you come up with the sponsorship levels? So here's how to approach it. First, you need to establish a budget, meaning how much money do you actually need? So what you should do is look at the list you made earlier in this video where you listed all the products and services you need for the pageant. Now assign a rough value for each one so you have a rough idea of what your expenses will add up to. Now for the sake of this video, let's say your budget is $7,000. So now that you know what your budget is, you now can come up with your sponsorship levels. Now I always tell everyone to keep it really simple and have no more than 4 sponsorship levels. So for this video, we're gonna use 3 sponsorship levels and we're gonna call them gold, silver, and bronze. Now because our total that we need is $7,000, this is how we're gonna break down our sponsorship levels. We're gonna have gold be $4,000, silver be $2,000, and bronze be $1,000. Let's do an example. Gold level is $4,000. So here are the benefits a sponsor would receive. Promotion of the company in all my social media links, your business logo placed on my website for an entire year, listed as a sponsor in the official pageant program, which is distributed to 500 guests, verbal acknowledgement in all my pageant interviews, and an official appearance at your business. Now don't forget to include an option for in-kind sponsorship, which basically means that a company or individual can still sponsor you by giving you goods and services instead of cash. So let's say, for example, there's a hair salon and they want to be your sponsor. Now instead of giving you $4,000 in cash, they instead provide you $4,000 worth of goods and services. Let's say hair products, maybe hair treatments, even beauty treatments. Keep the sponsorship package as simple as possible. So that means don't have pages and pages of information. Give enough information so that the reader understands the who, what, where, and why, and then also give them the option to visit the pageant website if they do want more information. If your pageant has received pretty good media coverage in the past, then take a copy of last year's write-up on the pageant, or maybe a really awesome article on last year's pageant winner, and add it to the end of the sponsorship package. Not only does it make the pageant look that much better, in case a sponsor isn't familiar with that pageant, but it also adds credibility. Finally, don't forget to include some sort of deadline for the sponsors so they know when you need to hear from them by. It also doesn't hurt to follow up with them at least once after you submit the sponsorship package, just to make sure that they even receive the package to begin with. So now that you're done your sponsorship package, it's time to send them out. Soon you'll start hearing back from the sponsors, so it's very important to stay organized and to uphold your end of the bargain. Keep in mind, a lot of these companies get asked for sponsorship like a million times a day, and they only have so much of a sponsorship budget. So if they've agreed to be your sponsor, it's so important for you to treat them well. To seek sponsors as soon as possible. Now with most companies, they need time to figure out their sponsorship budgets, or sometimes it takes a while to even find out who to contact in that company that deals with sponsorship, and sometimes it just takes a really long time to hear back. My final piece of advice for you is don't get discouraged. Not every company you approach for sponsorship is going to sponsor you, and that's okay. Just remember that for every no, there is a yes around the corner. So just try to get as much sponsorship as possible, but if you do end up falling short, it's not the end of the world. It just means you have to go back to your budget and make a few adjustments. Once you have everything you need for the pageant, it's time for the big competition. So click here to go to the next episode where I help you prepare. Thanks so much for watching this episode, and if you like this video and you want to see more videos from me, be sure to subscribe to my official YouTube channel.